everybody. It's your girl Angie. Welcome back to Kiss My Cheeks TV. It is time to get into Belle Collective. I am so excited to talk about this episode. For one, I'm finally a little bit on time. I'm not too late. It's just Sunday. And Belle Collective is really good this season. Like, I'm learning things every episode. I still like the new people. I know a lot of you all aren't rocking with Akeisha, but I still like, I'm waiting for Akeisha to do something to aggravate me like she aggravates you all, but I'm still rocking with Akeisha. I like her. And I like So Gucci. So I'm like, good casting this season, Carlos. I'm very entertained. You just got finished watching maybe a few minutes ago. These the only one that's crazy to me is Marie. Essie kind of showed her ass a little bit today. Let's get to it. Up first, we have Ferrer Street. And y'all know how I feel about Ferrer Street. I want to hit fast forward every time I see them talk about it. Only because, if you don't know, I'm a part of a mentorship group with Kamisha Reviews. And there's someone in the group that lives in Jackson, Mississippi. And the inside tea that she gave, and I ain't going to put her name out there. You could, just in case it ain't true. But the inside tea is ain't shit gonna ever go down on Ferris Street. It's a very political issue. This is just a talking point for the show. No one is doing anything on Ferris Street as of today. So I don't want to get my emotions all up about this Ferris Street situation, but since they're going to talk about it, let's get into it. I did give it a chance. I watched the little tour of Ferris Street. I appreciate Akeisha giving a little bit more history. I know not Marie, but Tisha did this same tour last season, but I felt like Akeisha gave a little bit more detail. It's nothing wrong with that. Some people may hit on these points. Akeisha. I gotta get her name right. Hit on some different points. For the most part, Fair Street used to be a plantation. A lot of the streets in the South, but I appreciate her saying, like, slaves built this street. They built this area, and it's best that we bring back the wealth to the Black people who built the area. I hope y'all can get it up and running. Like I said, the little inside tea I got, it ain't happening. It's just a talking point for this show. But I hope you all can. But for the most part, I'm with Akeisha. What Akeisha say? Passion is great, but what's in your pockets? How much money you putting down, Tisha? Because you can have all the passion you want, but what you bringing to the table financially? Because until you are really ready to put your money where your mouth is, we just talking on a TV show. And I really would like to see something come with Ferris Street, something to really happen with it. But I'm over the talking points from the TV show because we saw what the comeback group did. Nothing. Okay. Akeisha said Marie don't know how to act, so she don't know if she want any investment money from Marie. That's not fair. A lot of people with money don't know how to act, but we still take their investments. She can be a silent partner, sit down, be quiet. I feel like at this point, the way how y'all have no money, if somebody trying to cut you a check, you need to be accepting it. But let's move on from that. Oh, I talked about the passion in the pockets. Yes, that's enough about Ferris Street. Let's move on. Marie comes to Tisha's office. Oh, you said the whole block looks deserted. It is deserted. It is. I guess Akeisha got an office. She got somewhere to read her emails because that's all she was doing. But let's move on. I don't want to read these people. Let's just move on. They want to talk about this brunch. Again, I want to hit fast forward. But I listened. Marie came to Tisha and was like, look, for the sake of our friendship, I don't want us going back and forth, and I don't want to be the one to ruin another brunch. I'm uninviting myself. And I was like, oh, Marie, yes. Maturity. Stay your ass at home because you know you don't know how to act at the brunch. You done messed up every last one of them except for the one that Karen messed up. But yeah, Marie, stay home. But instead of Tisha just accepting that and saying, girl, I understand, just stay home. Tisha getting her confessional and says, I wrote it down. She said, it's your bad attitude and your shady comments that's the problem, not you coming to the brunch. And I'm like, girl, say it to Marie's face. Don't say it in a confessional. Tell Marie to her face, girl, if you check your attitude and you check your shade, the brunch wouldn't be ruined. You could show up if you know how to act. Or you, just like you should have let Marie go home and you stay at the table, let Marie stay uninvited herself. Stop running up after her, wanting her to be a part of stuff that she ruins. And stop blaming Akeisha in that dirty plate for the reason your brunch was ruined. That's not how, no. She pointed out the dirty plate to you. That was your fault for not spot checking the table before you let everybody come in. She didn't ruin your brunch. Marie ruined your brunch. Stop blaming it on Akeisha. And that's pretty much it, because that was the end of my notes. What else they talk about in there? They had a little back and forth about you, my friend. I need you to show up. No. If Marie don't want to come, let her stay at home. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Now, Glenn comes over to Tisha's mother's house to talk about, I guess she want Tisha mama to talk to Tisha. I don't know. He was like, she raised me. We've been together since high school. And I can understand. That's a very strong bond. These people are definitely in their 30s. So they probably been together 20 some years. It's something that Tisha's mother said in this conversation that lets me understand why Tisha has accepted all the bullshit that Glenn has done all these years. When Tisha's mother, like Glenn is doing his best, oh, my family, my daddy walked out on me, so I don't want my son to be raised like that. And I'm like, hold up. I'm tired of people using their past trauma as a way to excuse the bullshit. Like, you knew your daddy walked out on you when you was cheating. You knew you didn't have no father when you created the first child, but you ain't had no problem walking out on the 8-year-old. Because I believe it's his baby. But I'm going to get to that at the end, because I want to read Tisha a little bit at the end, but I'm going to respect her. No, I ain't going to respect the none at the end. I'm going to respect her maybe 5% at the end. But let's get on through it. Now, what pissed me off, the mama told Glenn the affair was a misdemeanor, but the baby was a felony. And I said, see, that's why your daughter has backwards ass fucked up thinking when it comes to this relationship. Now, if you all agree in the chat and in the YouTube world, check me in the comments. I want to know what you feel. But I felt like that's the backwards ass behavior you pass down to your daughter. And that's why she's stuck with this man that has probably disrespected her and cheated on her since high school. At least the past 8 years, at the least. And he probably been cheating the whole relationship. The affair is the felony. That's the disrespect. And it's a double felony that he had an affair with no condom, because he could have brought your daughter back any kind of STD. The only thing that's innocent in this whole equation is the baby. The only thing. A baby is not a felony. That baby did not ask to be created. That baby ain't know that its daddy had a wife around the corner. The baby is not a felony. Glenn is the felony. And women, we talked about this at Kitchen Table Talk last week. It upsets me that women will let a man cheat on him. I mean, cheat on you. He could cheat, disrespect. He chatting, liking women, texting women, proposing to you, but still liking big booty bitches and DMing them the same night. He can do all this stuff, but soon as he have a baby, oh, you disrespected me. No, he didn't. He been disrespecting you this whole time. He just now has proof of the disrespect. Tisha mama, this why Tisha because y'all already know what happened at the end. She took his ass back at the end. That's why she gonna be sitting up here crying and sad in tears and lonely. He's still gonna be talking to, texting to, liking, all DMing, all kind of shit next season. And after tonight, I no longer feel bad for you, Tisha, because you were standing strong. You was holding him to the fire, but by the end of it, you let it all go because he want to go out on a date. Because your mama said the baby was the felony. The mama did say one thing. She was like, Tisha gonna hold you to the fire, and it's gonna be hard to break that wall down because you gave her the bricks to build the wall. But it wasn't that hard, Mama Tisha. It wasn't that hard. All he had to do was say, ooh, let's go out on a date. Let me be charming. Ooh, I miss my family. Tisha was saying all the right shit. And if she would have got up and walked from that conversation, I would have been proud of her. But here we go. Back to Akeisha. We finally get to meet her husband. They do a little bit of house shopping. They talk about this house shopping at a coffee shop. Y'all know my type is probably like Aisha's husband. I like tall football players looking men. And that's what my husband looks like. Like, he tall. He look kind of like Aisha's husband without all the braids. But I'm just saying all that to say, no disrespect, Akeisha. I like you, girl. I found your husband very attractive. That's all I'm trying to say. We find out the husband is from New York. Akeisha trying to move him to Jackson, Mississippi. I wouldn't want to do it either. Now, it can happen. It can. My husband got me to move to Memphis, Tennessee from Atlanta, Georgia. And that was the hardest. It was one of the hardest moves ever. One, if you look at my high school yearbook, one of my dreams, where we had a little section, what is your dream? One of my dreams was to live in Atlanta, Georgia. I love ATL. I really do. But moving to Memphis, like having to leave Atlanta to come to Memphis. Now, Memphis is still a city, but it's not Atlanta. It's not as big as Atlanta, which is a good thing. We don't have that traffic, but it's not as much to do and going on. Like, I'm used to it now. I'm happy here now. The cost of living is a lot cheaper, so I like that too. But that was a hard move. I probably was in a little mini depression for a good 2 years. It took some adjustments. But once I started making new friends and getting new hobbies, and I got used to it, and I like it here now. I really do. But anyway, they go shopping. We find out they rent a 1,200 square foot house. I can't do 1,200 square feet again. I can't do it. When I first moved here to Memphis, that's the kind of house my husband lived in. It was a 1,200 square foot house, and all of us moved into that house, and we were like, no, sir. We are living on top of each other. Y'all need a new place to rent. But I do agree with the husband. If this not a permanent thing, why are we buying a little mini mansion in Jackson, Mississippi? Now, y'all could Airbnb it out, because I'm sure now that Deion Sanders down there, a lot of people come to the Jackson games, and y'all could probably make a cute little coin on the weekends and stuff from that house if you aren't using it. So I don't know. It kind of feel like you telling your husband you coming to Jackson to rebuild Ferris Street. We know that's a lie. You're coming to Jackson because you want to be on TV. But the OWN check ain't the same as a Bravo check. You should have tried to get on the Housewives of New York or something. But it's all a felony to me. It is all a felony, because the cheating is the felony. The baby is just the aftermath. The baby isn't a felony. It's yes, New Jersey and Jackson. It's a big. I drive through Jackson when where were we going? When we going to New Orleans, we drive through Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson isn't even Memphis. Jackson is. It probably would remind me of maybe a Huntsville, but I don't even think it's Huntsville. That's gonna be a hard move. I couldn't do it. It ain't nothing to do. It's nothing to do. And you gotta probably drive to New Orleans, drive to Memphis, something like that to do something fun. Mm-mm. Yes, I moved to a little town in Tennessee from Illinois, and I couldn't take how slow it was, so I left. You got to have somewhere to go. Now, see, in Memphis, when I really want to pick me up, I can go right over there to Nashville. Like when I wanted to see Erica Badu, I just went right over there to Nashville. So Nashville is not that far. That's a 2-hour drive. So I don't know what you could find. Ain't nothing around Jackson. I don't know. I'm talking about the cheating, not the baby. Oh, yes, Inga. All of it's a felony. All of it. But I'm saying when your mother is talking like that, that's probably how she was taught. But let's move on from Tisha and get on to Essie and Latrice. Now, last week I thought Essie was gonna come to Latrice's shop, and I didn't think Essie was this messy. From the moment Essie walked in, they were shading each other. I mean, shade after shade after shade. They was like, "Ooh, Essie, what you need a makeover?" Essie said, "Oh, your shop in the hood. I shop on the Dogwood Avenue." But Tisha was like, "Oh yeah, you on Dogwood, but that's the only corner you own. I'm worldwide." And I'm like, "Ooh, they don't like it." They don't like each other. I think Essie knows how to keep her emotions in check, where Marie doesn't. But oh, it ain't no love between Essie and Latrice either. I was I was cracking up the whole time. The shade did start with Latrice. I will agree. Latrice did say, "What you need a makeover? Them little bumper finger waves make you look old." She did start it. But it was funny to me. It was funny to me. But at least they knew how to have a conversation and hold shade. Like nobody raised their voice. Nobody started the finger pointing. It seemed like a funny scene between two people who needed to talk, but they don't like each other. Let's get into what they were talking about. Okay. So Essie, for the most part, told Latrice, "You didn't stab us, but your finger was on the knife, like you gave him the knife." I don't know. From the way Latrice explained it, she said, "I called off a hit for Letitia. Like he was gonna come after Letitia, but I said, no, that's my friend. Don't come for her. But he also was gonna come for Marie. So I ain't say shit about Marie. I said, let it fly." I don't feel like that's holding the dagger. Because if I don't like you, I don't care if you get sprayed either. Now, let me say this. I want to say this. If Latrice knew that the dagger was going to accuse Essie and Marie of that Medicaid fraud and that it would harm their business, even if I don't like you, I'm going to say, don't do that if it's not. I don't want nobody's business to be destroyed. Now, if it's a little some of your business, some gossip, like I think Tisha's was that baby. She didn't want the baby to be sprayed out there or whatever. Okay. Like if it was a little bit of gossip about Marie, that's fine. But I would have probably called off the shots on both. Like, don't put that fraud stuff out there. But that's just me. But I can understand somebody being like, "I don't fuck with that bitch. I don't care what you say about her." I can understand that point of view as well. Latrice had the nerve to take old shots at Essie, but her husband is older than Essie. Facts, but you died when hey, busy. When she started smelling the white diamonds, that was hilarious. But I don't know. Do y'all consider that your hand be? I just feel like she didn't, but she could have gave Marie the heads up. I don't know. She don't like Marie. They don't like each other. I wouldn't want, as a businesswoman, I wouldn't want anybody else's business torn down. But hell, Marie did come on the TV talking about this dry ass weave was goddess links and demanding all kind of refunds. So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, then Essie was like, well, you could have at least reached out to us. You didn't reach out. And I was like, Essie, if I don't like you, if I wouldn't stop the hit, I'm definitely not about to reach out to you. I'm gonna let the hit. I'm gonna let it go. I just let it fly. I want you to be hit. So why would I reach out and give you a warning? I don't know. A part of me feels like Latrice didn't have anything to do with this, and it doesn't matter what Latrice says. Marie is going to believe she has something to do with it. So at this point, they just don't need to talk. It's nothing Latrice can say that will make Marie believe she didn't have anything to do with that Medicaid fraud story. Nothing. Essie could tell it. Essie can't even be the voice of reason. So at this point, these two people that just need not to be around each other. Now, I know y'all filming a TV show and y'all got to film some group events together. Y'all just need to learn how to be cordial. And by cordial, you ain't even got to say hi and bye. Enter a room and just don't fight. But then I guess it wouldn't be good TV. I don't know. What else happened? Oh, Essie said they both had lupus. And I said, wow. I mean, these ladies are doing a lot. They're doing a lot. And Essie was like, well, something about, can you at least talk to Marie because she going through under all this stress and we both got lupus and all this. And see, this is the one thing I've been saying since episode 1 about Marie. You can't come on this TV show wrecking hell, telling people what you feel about them, pointing fingers, arguing, yelling, fussing, and fighting, and then going home with your. And I don't want to make light of any of her sickness or tragic situations, but you can't start hell and then be like, oh, but look at me, I'm sick. Bitch, you knew you were sick before I knew you were sick. If you so sick, pipe down. Stop with the drama. Stop starting shit. Stop railing yourself up. If you were so sick and so stressed, why did you go to the bathroom and not home? So that's what I don't like. I don't like people to start shit, but then want to use their tragedy or their sickness as, oh, but forgive me. Give me a pass. Be nice to me. Not Angie. Not gonna do it. Y'all still on the White Diamond. Can you find White Diamond at the dollar store? I haven't even seen a White Diamond in so long. It's so long. But okay, let's get, we at the end of the episode. Good. I don't even want to talk about Tisha and Glenn for this long because I done got kind of angry from the beginning with that whole misdemeanor felony comment. But anyway, Tisha meets up with Glenn. He doing, all his good. Oh, I miss my family. Oh, I don't want my son not have a dad because he doing all that same talk. I don't like men who use, I grew up without a dad, so I don't want my son to grew up without a dad to be the end for their bullshit. Like, you knew how you grew up before you started cheating. Inga, you said we need to get Marie a new blonde wig. Marie needs to let go of every blonde bundle that she owns. It's not fitting for her, at least that shade. So I want Marie to go back to 1B. It's okay to go back. You see, I done went back to the 1B. It's okay to say, oh, I tried it, but that's enough. And go back to your natural hair color because Marie, the finger waves and stuff was cute last season when they was black. Or not black, but 1B, the dark brown. I want her to burn every blonde bundle she has. It's not attractive. But we're not gonna shade Marie no more. We on to Tisha and Glenn. So what's she saying? Now, this is the point I want to say before we get to the rest of this conversation. My girl, Kamisha, she interviewed Tisha the other week. I don't remember, but go to her channel, Kamisha Reviews, and look for the interview. I watched most of the interview, and Tisha says something to the fact where she knew about the baby 8 years ago. This isn't a new thing. See, the way, and it could just, Angie, maybe you slow. Y'all let me know if I'm the only one that's slow. But the way I understood it from the reunion last year was she knew that Glenn fucked around 8 years ago, but oh, it might be a baby out there. We need a DNA test. Like, I felt like she just found out that he might have a baby out there. Not 8 years ago, you knew about the baby too. Because let me tell you something. To me, when people got to wait 8, 9, 10, 30 years for a DNA test, that means you know it's your baby and you don't want to take the DNA because you don't want to pay the child support, you don't want the responsibility, you don't want the acknowledgement. So you knew about this baby all these 8 years, but you still ain't took the DNA test. I feel like it's his baby and y'all know it's his baby, which makes it way more trifling to me. But let's fast forward. I was ready to hit fast forward. And then we get into Glenn went to 3 counseling sessions, but Tisha never showed up. A part of me is like, Tisha, if you're going to take this man back anyway, you could at least went to the counseling sessions. At least work out some of your issues and not let him be like, oh, well, she don't want to work it out and I'm trying. Because now he going to be back on the same bullshit. Which I feel like Glenn needs a good year. I would need to see Glenn a good year, not on Instagram texting other women, not scrolling through the phone texting other women, not cheating. He's still on that tugboat. We don't know what he's doing for the weeks he out there on the tugboat. To me, this is the hardest relationship to forgive because once the trust is gone, now you raising up your high blood pressure, wondering what your man constantly doing. Now you got to keep constantly going through his phone so he could prove he ain't doing nothing. He just gonna get a second phone. He gonna have a tugboat phone and a Tisha phone. I don't trust the man. I don't think he gonna change his ways. I feel like I don't like to talk down on people's marriage because I did have a moment where I had to check myself. I said, Angie, it's hard for people to let a marriage go. You can't just act like you could snap a finger and say, I'm done and I'm walking out on somebody you've been with for over 20 something years. I understood the tears Tisha cried at the table. It felt very sincere and real to me. And I know I'm on the outside looking in. And it's always easy when you looking in to say what you won't put up with. So for a moment, I checked myself. That was the 5% of the time I felt bad for Tisha. But other than that, I don't. Because all he said was, I like for us just to go out on a date and not have to argue about this. And you was back. You was like, yeah, he's so charming. I could talk my shit when I ain't got to see him. But as soon as I see him, I fall. And he knows that. This only episode 4. I would have made the man sweat it out to the end of the season. If I'm going to take him back, at least see what he do to the end of the season. Let him take a couple of tugboat runs and see if he don't cheat for a couple of tugboat runs. Like, you didn't get this man but what, 2 weeks? And you probably wasn't even staying at your mama's house. This probably was all for TV if you ask me. But that's it. She took him back. We just got to wait and see. We just got to wait and see. Hey, Etsy. I'm sorry you late, girl, because I done made my last point. Put in the comments anything you want to talk about real quick, or I'm going to shut it down because I'm getting ready to do Love Island, and then I got to do Kitchen Table Talk at 6. I don't like the longer blonde wig, but I do like the short with the blonde. No, that's the one I hate the most, Evita. I hate that one the most because it's not thick. Like, it looked like she got two tracks sitting on the front of her head, swooped around. I hate that one. Burn the blonde. Burn it. It was funny how Essie was like, me and Marie are both licensed cosmetologists. And I'm like, that's not some shit I would brag about with y'all heads looking like that. But it is what it is. You know, people like what they like. If you like it, I love it. I personally wouldn't do it. But you all know this is Talk. Marie needs help with her hair. We have established that. But some people, like I said, they like what they like. You can say whatever you want. Marie looks in the mirror and thinks that blonde finger wave shit looks good. She thinks she doing the damn thing with these wigs. Y'all remember Nene when she went through that short blonde pixie fade and was finger waving and all that bullshit? People look in the mirror and think they look good. They like what they like. They like what they like. Anyway, you all, thank you all so much for supporting and coming over for the live. Like I said, it's Sunday Fun Day. I'm catching up on all the reviews. I just recorded Family or Fiance if you want to go back and watch that. This is Belle Collective. Up next is Love Island USA, and at 6 p.m. Central is Kitchen Table Talk with Blissfully Single Being. We have a really good time at the table. We have a lot of good topics for you this week, so please come over and support that show as well. Like this video if you have not liked it already. If it's your first time with Kiss My Cheeks TV, or if you just have not hit subscribe yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Your girl is trying to get up to 1,000 followers. I am almost there. And I review all the reality shows. I do the competition shows as well, like Survivor, Big Brother, The Challenge, and every Sunday night is Kitchen Table Talk where we do the hot topics. So it's a lot of good content. I'm sure you all will enjoy it. Hit subscribe. If you're not into Love Island or Kitchen Table Talk, I guess I will see you another time. But if you are, I guess I'll see you at 5 o'clock and at 6 o'clock for both shows. So until then, y'all have a good one. Bye.